Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Footy Banter and Insights. We have Varun as usual, and we have a very special guest today. Ishan has graced us with his presence just because Arsenal are top of the league. So we are here to review game weeks 19 and 20. And boy, what a difference the festive period has made. So I was just talking to the guys that if I look at the big winners from this festive period, Arsenal got a maximum of 6 points, which included a great 4-1 victory against Aston Villa, who are third place. City got two draws, so they dropped 4 points. Aston Villa dropped 3 points. Liverpool, Chelsea, Manu, Spurs, they all had two draws each, so they essentially dropped 4 points. Brentford were the big winners. They got 4 points from two games, and Newcastle were the big winners. They got 6 points from two games. And the Premier League table is so interestingly poised right now. Number one, Arsenal, like I think unless something terribly goes wrong, I think they should be definitely the favorites. 48 points on 20 games, and they have gotten wins wherein in the past I think they would have ended up with a draw or a loss. The win against Bournemouth highlighted that with Rice scoring a great brace. I think Varun will talk more about both the Arsenal matchups during the week. City, unfortunately, now have both their key defensive options injured. So Guardiol got injured, and now Ruben Diaz is out for minimum of 6 weeks as well. And we need to have a separate discussion on some other topics related to Chelsea and Manu. So what we can do is let me ask the man of the moment, Varun, to share his views about both the Arsenal games in the last two game weeks.
Okay, so before Arsenal, another team that actually did well over the last two game weeks was Wolves. So they got a draw and they got a win, which was very surprising.
Very
Uh,
surprising, but it's something like it's a point of no return, right? I think
yes,
I
yes,
don't
but
see them avoiding relegation even if they get like 10 wins out of the remaining 18.
true, true, true. But still decent to see them turn a corner a little bit. So yeah.
And it happened against
Yes,
United.
coming. Exactly. So yeah, coming to Arsenal, I think great victories, both of them. At home to Villa, away to Bournemouth, and away to Bournemouth is not an easy fixture as well. With the way Bournemouth has been, Semenyo has been in like really good form. So I think, and let's start with the Villa game. I think after a very mediocre first half, where in fact I think Ollie Watkins had a couple of really good chances to actually put Villa ahead. We kicked into gear in the second half and completely demolished Villa. So I think that was like a statement victory that day. I think the entire team played really, really well. And I think whatever Ateta said at the halftime in the dressing room actually worked quite well. And then coming to Bournemouth, again, I think for some reason we need to start faster. Again, I felt that we could have done better in the first half, but again, the way we played in the second half, the two goals by Declan Rice, again, great goals, both of them. And I think for me, he's been the player of the season so far for Arsenal, apart from Gabriel. So Gabriel, him, and Raya are three of them who have been top notch in the team so far. I think these three guys have been carrying the team. And again, it was a super performance by Declan Rice. Shout out to Gabriel as well. He made a error against Bournemouth in the first few minutes. A sloppy mistake, but again he recovered, scored the first goal for Arsenal. Um, Raya again was very good with the limited amount of saves that he had to make. Um, but again, overall a great performance. I would have loved it again if they would have killed the game. I mean, they killed it 3-1 and they shouldn't have let Bournemouth in with the second goal. So again, like just get that zone of comfort. We have seen over the weekend as well in Premier League, a one goal lead is nothing. Like we saw in that Man City Chelsea game as well. We have seen it in multiple games. You cannot go into the last 10 minutes with a single goal lead. It is an accident waiting to happen. So Yeah, hoping kind of they address that issue, and then a big fixture coming now midweek, which is against Liverpool. So again, we win against Liverpool. It will be a statement victory again. It's at home. Liverpool are not in great form. So again, it's a good opportunity for us to make that statement again, kind of keep the lead going and keep the momentum going. So yeah, looking forward to that game as well.
So, Ishan, what were your views? Did you happen to catch either the games or the highlights?
Yeah, I've watched many games over the week. I believe, yes, the biggest winners and maybe the season defining week, I think Arsenal had. Liverpool dropped 4 points, City dropped 4 points. Only Aston Villa managed to get, I think, six of them.
No,
So,
three.
Three of them, three. They lost to
oh, yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, they lost to Arsenal, but I think Aston Villa's home form has been key for them this season. I think in they have the best home form in the top five leagues this year, the previous year in 2025. So that's been a key for them, and I believe Arsenal have a clear road to getting the title now. After, especially after Ruben Dias and Guardiola getting injured, I think it's very much in favor of Arsenal to go for it.
Given the fact that you've given Villa the best home record, I'm pretty sure they're going to drop points in the next game now.
Hoping for it.
So, on the Arsenal victory, so I was actually up for the Villa game because I was watching the Chelsea game prior to that, and the timings were kind of, let's say, half parallel. So I actually felt that in the first half, Villa opened up the Arsenal defense so easily. Like there were four
Yeah.
instances
Yeah.
wherein they were behind the Arsenal defense. Varun rightly mentioned Watkins had a couple of chances. Rogers did not choose to shoot the ball for some reason. Otherwise, he was in some great positions. So I think uh, if Villa would have taken their chances in the first half, it could have been a very different game.
Yeah.
And the second half starts, and who else but Gabriel? Like Varun rightly said again, I think the three he hit the nail on the coffin in that sense, wherein Gabriel, Raya, and Rice are definitely the three most important players for Arsenal. Raya, almost every game or every couple of game weeks, just shows how good he is in terms of shot stopping, collections, and just ensuring that they have a very very safe, let's say, uh, goal in place. And Gabriel, if you see in the last two seasons, anytime there's a big game, Gabriel is usually the one who gets on the goal, let's say, goal action as well. And in the second game of the game week, which is against Bournemouth, again, I think Rice, the finishes that he just, the first one was a great outside the box. I would say the perfect placement. Like the keeper had very little chance to get to it. And the second one was also placed very well. He didn't go for power, wherein a lot of other midfielders or even strikers would have just tried to shoot the ball outside, from the net. So I think both the performances deserved victories. Uh, in terms of the other teams, I think we can just do an overall wrap up. So, Varun, what were your comments on some of the other teams? So, Wolves, you've already given some credit, so I think that's a fair statement. Any other teams that you want to discuss?
My favorite Eddie Howe did well. They won both the
Right.
games.
That's what we told you last week.
But again, as I said, right, it's inconsistency. This is not. I don't think this is going to be like it's going to change my opinion on him and be like, oh, दो game जीत गया तो मतलब he's become a superb manager or something like that. He's an average manager, and I think he's a kind of Newcastle can do much better than him. And again, to my point, I feel see if Newcastle would have been mentally prepared to kind of change him or move him out, I think the kind of opportunities that are opening up right now with the kind of managers available are great, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, have that open mind that you want to change him or you want to move on with him. And someone like now Amorim is available at the end of the season if he wants to join. I'm
Not
so
for
sure
Newcastle.
there.
Not for Newcastle.
Sorry.
Again, the same thing. Not for
No,
Newcastle.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, so again, I think in the next videos that we do, we are going to be spending some time on discussing the structure at a football club and how the structure can actually affect the team and the coach and the manager. And now we have to use the terms head coach and manager separately for all future discussions. So I think the structure that Newcastle have in play, I think, according to me, Eddie Howe is a very, very good fit for that structure. Of course, if you can get a better market opportunity from somewhere, then the structure needs to adapt to it. And again, it's very, very relative. But yeah, big credit for Newcastle. Like if I look at it right now, Newcastle, I think, are on 29 points, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 29 points. Assuming that Liverpool lose midweek, they would, and if they win, they would be a 2 point differential or 3 point differential between the top four and Newcastle. So I think, despite everything, like we discussed, I think we had been bullish about Newcastle being in the top six. I think I can see that happening, right? I don't see that being not a possibility.
I don't know, very inconsistent team. I wouldn't put my money on them being in the top four.
I think
I,
the
I,
game of
I
the week was Fulham versus Liverpool. I really liked that game, end-to-end football, and Fulham
Yeah,
took the
that
lead
was a good
first.
game.
Then yeah, then Liverpool equalizes, and then in the stoppage time, Liverpool scores again, and we think that the game is done. And then I think a goal of the season contender. What a goal!
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, and given the situation and the circumstances, I think. There are very few goals which are scored better than this. It was superb. Like,
I will tell you something which will make this, let's say, anecdote a lot funnier. So,
mm.
on one of our groups, Autani messaged after the 94th minute. He's like, Liverpool have done it again. Huh? Just one. Just 1 minute. I'll just come back.
Yeah, so Aftani had his moment on the group where basically he was like overjoyed after Liverpool scored, and then literally like two
Like
minutes
the
later,
first
Fulham
initial
scored.
games for Liverpool when they scored so many late winners. Yeah, I mean Liverpool have that knack, of scoring late goals, scoring winners, and but that Reed's goal was too good, like
Yeah,
Very
amazing.
unexpected
yeah,
and just like
You know,
impossible to
it was if it had not been stoppage time, you would never have shot that. Like it was
yeah,
just last few minutes, go for it, and then he just gave a shot, and then it went in. And especially against Allison, it was not even Mamadashvili who was keeping, right? Like it was Allison, best of the best keepers, and then
yeah.
There's
it
a
was
goal which Papis Cisse had scored for Newcastle against Chelsea, Petacek. Just search for that goal. It was one of the craziest goals that you will see, and this was very reminiscent of that kind of a goal. The ball
was it an
curving away.
equalizer or a winner or
The
something?
Cisse one was the winner, if I'm not wrong.
Oh,
That was
okay.
quite early. That wasn't even late. But he
Hmm.
had two goals in that game. Both were top drawer. And this, the one which I'm talking about, if I can find the reel, I'll share it with you. It was like
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
crazy curve ball, which from the side, it just curved into the top corner.
Yeah.
And Czech had no chance. This just reminded me of that kind of a finish and very unexpected, right? Like,
Hmm.
and like,
Yeah.
kudos to Fulham for getting at least a draw.
Where do you think Man City is heading after the couple of injuries? The Guardiola and Ruben Diaz, I think, is injured as well for 4 weeks or
Ruben
something.
Diaz has gone for
5 weeks.
6 weeks to 8 weeks for sure. Guardiola confirmed
Oh,
6 weeks, and there were some
I thought
fan blogs.
Guardiola. I thought Ruben Diaz was 4 weeks and Guardiola was a few months because Guardiola was more like a
Guardiola,
fracture or something.
Guardiola will be a higher period, but even Ruben Diaz is out for 6 weeks minimum.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, based
So
on the.
Ruben Diaz is a hamstring, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure of the
Yes.
injury,
Yes.
but
Hamstring.
such.
Acha, okay.
So
Hmm.
you can imagine ki, let's say Jan, Feb, they won't be back before March mid, both of them. And you look at Stones, Ake, both of them haven't been getting game time right now, and both of
Hmm.
them are not in their prime as such. So I would honestly think that Villa have a great chance to finish top two, the way things are going. I don't see Man City finishing outside the top three for sure. I don't see that possibility at all. But just this unfortunate series of injuries for City, I think that gives Villa a chance for top two.
Do you think Man City is going to go in for Gay?
They are they are trying. The
They are
reports
trying,
are
right?
coming in. They are trying, but see, there's a difference wherein even if you get a very solid defender, the defender has to fit into the team, and he has to, let's say, adjust to the entire bunch of how you want to play. How Crystal Palace plays and how Man City plays is very different. Plus, you're losing two top defenders together. So if it was just one single defender being out, and that too for like a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, like for instance, when Arsenal had Saliba and Gabriel out, the total amount of times or games that they miss individually was 3 to 4 games, or maximum 5 Premier League games. I don't think it was beyond that. In this particular case, especially with Guardiola, it can extend up to I think March as well, because
Yeah,
it's a
and
Yeah,
also
Guardiola can be
you
two
have
months.
to be wary of the fact that World Cup is coming up, so they would want to avoid any stupid
correct
injuries or take risks. No, like
unnecessary risk, especially when
yeah,
they are not. Yeah, if suppose they are very close to the title, then they still may push. But like I
yes,
think overall, like I think
yes,
this like Ishan mentioned, I think this was the game, or this was the season defining week for
yes,
the.
yes, yes.
I think with both these injuries, I don't see City. They may compete, but I don't think they will be close enough to win it now. And Arsenal have a really good chance to like literally knock Liverpool out of the race for sure. Like they are not in the race right now, but just to make sure it can be a great statement win again. And
Yuvi,
all
another point is that if you remember in the summer window when Mark Gay was close to joining Liverpool, that time the guy who gave a veto that he shouldn't sign for them was Oliver Glasner.
correct.
Now, since he is not renewing his contract, and Gay being in last 6 months of his tenure, plus them signing Brennan Johnson, so I would not it is not difficult to believe that maybe Crystal Palace would want to cash in on this kind of a situation.
So Brennan Johnson, yeah, okay, fine. But they have joined. They have signed Brennan Johnson already. You're right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. So
And
they
honestly,
signed
it's
him for around 35, I think so.
yeah.
35 million, and
Way
I
too
would
overpaid.
probably say,
Way too overpaid.
yeah, and it's very underwhelming to be very honest. Like
Yes, yes.
compared to Olise and then Eze, and now you go into a Brennan Johnson. I think it's a step backwards.
Yeah, but Olisen
Mm.
Eze is like very lucky and very nice situation to be in, right? Like it's not always possible to get those kind of players for a good deal. But
Mm.
Mark Gay, it's not difficult to believe because Glasner is not going to, extend his contract. So then Crystal Palace have nothing to lose, to be honest.
True.
Yeah.
So let's see how it
But
shapes out.
I,
But
I still feel the title is not over because 6 points is not a big deal. I think it's just a couple of games.
I don't think it's a
Um,
the
point.
ever optimistic
Gordon.
one.
No, but it's not
no,
about the points. It's about the situation, and it's about the resilience. I think that is the difference. I think
I think
in
it's all about
previous seasons,
momentum.
and in
Momentum.
previous seasons, I think Arsenal would have definitely lost a game like Bournemouth midweek. Like after the Villa game midweek, they would have definitely lost over the weekend or at least drawn against Bournemouth. The fact that they have won this game, plus even in the previous game week, I think Raya made a great save at 0-0 or 1-0 or something to just keep them in the game. I don't remember which game it was. It was like a brilliant save that he made. So I think these
it
just
was yeah, it was against Brighton. I think when we were two
correct.
one up. Yeah.
Correct. So I think
So
these
the
are the
point,
kind of dealers.
yeah, but point being that I'm not saying that Arsenal are not the favorites. They are the favorites going ahead. It's just that it's better to keep your head down instead of thinking you have won the league. Take it game by game, win every game that you can, and then take it from there. I feel the whole thing where you feel ki, you get complacent and you feel like you have already won the league. I don't think EPL is that kind of a league where you can take things that lightly, and I don't think any result in EPL is kind of guaranteed. Secondly, Pep Guardiola is a manager that can surprise you in multiple ways. So I feel easier. It's better to kind of keep your head down, concentrate on every game, try to win every game instead of thinking that the league is done. That is my point of view. It's not
And
done till
if
it's done.
you go 12 months, 12 months ago, City had signed young centre backs already. Like they have two centre backs waiting on the wing and then getting one more. You know, I don't know how viable it is, but they signed Kusanov and they signed Vitor Reis from Palmeiras, which who is on loan to Celtic, and they also signed Juma Ba. He's not a very famous player, but he's playing for OGC
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's also very highly rated.
Yeah,
No, but these guys,
He will
like,
take time.
yeah, and they are
yeah,
not
of course, of course.
ready. Yeah,
But UV,
and they are
they
not.
have they have four mid defenders, frontline defenders, and then plus these three of them waiting for their chance.
No, no, absolutely. The difference which is there right now is, so if I look at Arsenal, you've got Gabriel and Saliba,
Uh,
and then you've got Hincapi and Mosquera.
Mosquera. Hmm.
Now, if I compare it to the City defense, now Ruben Diaz and Guardiol can definitely be equally good in a
Yes.
different formation. Like I can't
Yes.
say man to man, but in the way City are set up, they are equally good.
Yes.
But if
Yes.
you look at Ake and Stones
John.
right now, they are not at the same level anymore. Maybe four
Hmm.
seasons, 3 seasons back, they were really, really good. But now
Hmm.
they are not in the same level anymore. And the other end of the spectrum is that these are longer term injuries. If they were out for maybe only 1 week or 2 game weeks max, then it would not be such a big disappointment from the club point of view. Now, if you look at the next run of fixtures which is going to be there, it's going to be fast and furious, right? They are not going to have time to kind of relax. And this is where it's like a cycling race. It's like the Tour de France. The people in the lead, they are going to make it count now. So in the
Hmm.
next 1 or 2 months, Arsenal actually have an opportunity to open up a bigger gap. And once this gap crosses maybe about 10, 11 points, then they can actually prioritize the other competitions.
Hmm.
So I think fortunately for Arsenal and unfortunately for City, I think this would not be as close as we would want it to be. Like I think
तेरे मुंह
we
में घी शक्कर यूवी. If we end up opening like a 10-12 points gap, तेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर.
it's a
I would love
possibility,
that.
right? Like I don't see any other scenario right now. Maybe how things change in football, you never know. If Arteta gets sacked tomorrow, we never know. But
No, it's
yeah,
not about Arteta being sacked. It's more about, see, like the injuries that Man City had with Guardiola and Ruben Diaz. They were
yeah,
very innocuous. Like you didn't believe कि मतलब एक मैच में ऐसा हो रहा है. Correct. Now that it could be a very weird injury to someone like Declan Rice. Hopefully it doesn't happen. There could be an injury to Raya, or Gabriel can be out for a week. So Saliba, something can happen to him. So my point is, like, football is very very unpredictable. Correct, in the way things can happen.
Hmm.
Um, of course, Man City can sign Semenyo, Man City can sign Gehi as well. It can anything can happen. So my point is keep your head down, take it one game at a time, win what you have in front of you. As you're saying, open up, try to open up a bigger gap, and then let's see where you are. We are 20 games in. Now let's see where you are after 28 games or 30 games, and then let's take the last 8 games as a target after that. So take it step by step. Take it like small targets, like how in a T20 game on a cricket or in test match you play session by session, right? I think take it that way. Like take it 1 month at a time. Let's see how it's going, but focus. Don't lose your guard down. Is what I mean. Like it's a tough league. You haven't won in like 20 plus years, so you can't be complacent.
I think talking about Arsenal's defense, there's one more guy who still is on Arsenal's books and who is tearing up the world football. He's like the most successful defender, but he's not part of Arsenal anymore. Uh, Kivior.
Kivior,
Yeah, yeah,
Kivior, yeah,
he's doing amazingly well at
he's doing
Porto.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and Porto have a option to buy, I think, mandatory clause, I believe, for around 15 million pounds. So that could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
a
very
steal
cheap,
bait,
very
and maybe
cheap.
we can see him returning to the Premier League in a season or two. It's very easy to believe that.
I
And
was
plus
very
now,
surprised that we actually sold him.
yeah, and one more thing is that Thiago Silva is going to Porto now. So him having his mentorship, I think
Yeah.
it can do wonders for QVR.
Yeah. And Kivior did great last season when Gabriel was injured. So I was
I
very
think only
surprised.
reason for him to go would be World Cup. I don't see any other reason why someone would want,
Could
like,
be.
definitely Arsenal was above his pay grade, right? Like the kind of player he was, he would not be able to go to a better club. So him compromising to go to Porto is the only, I think it's only because of the World Cup.
Also because probably we thought the number of defenders that we had, and also we were very interested in Hincapi and Mosquera. So
The Hincapié
probably,
was a very late deal. Hincapié came
but
in much later.
I know, but I think the deal was in the working for a while. Like they had scouted him for a while now, and both Mosquera as well.
Hmm.
And Mosquera was doing well at Valencia as well, I think, if I remember
Hmm.
correctly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Mascara is very, very
yeah.
good.
But nobody
So
had heard about Mosquera before. Before he signed for Arsenal, very
Nahi,
few.
nahi. We had a discussion. So
yeah,
Manan follows a little more closely, right? La Liga.
Hmm. Hmm.
So even when we had done a little bit of background research, so Mosquera was one of the names which was supposed to be like the Saliba
Acha.
of the La Liga. Like he was in that bracket, like very, very composed player. And the fee that was discussed was like a crazy fee. Ki yaar, how can you get
20
him?
million. Yeah,
Yeah, at such a low fee.
yeah.
Hincapi was a different one because the fee was higher, but they've actually signed him on loan. They have not signed him permanently yet. It's a loan with an option to buy for about 40-45 million.
UE, the biggest
Yeah.
difference is the league that they were part of. In La Liga, they have a big challenge regarding the FFP rules that they have in their
Hmm.
country. So many of the smaller La Liga clubs have to were forced to sell the biggest players because of such rules.
Correct. And वहाँ पे the advantage which Arsenal got is Berta is
Yes.
basically a
Yeah.
complete knowledge bank, right, of
Hmm.
the entire
Correct.
league.
Coming from Atletico.
Correct.
Correct. Correct.
And he is
Correct.
able to get those deals done because I think without Berta, even getting Zubimendi over the line was not easy.
Yeah.
Mosquera, I think a lot of people might have opened up better, but I think he had the inside track. So I
Yeah.
think that actually turned out to be a great blessing in disguise that Edu left and Berta came in.
Correct. And in that left position, we
Can we
also
say
had
same
Calafiori, who
for
can actually
Nottingham
play.
Forest? Poor.
I think, yeah.
Anyway, can we move
Yeah.
to Maresca
Yes.
then?
Let's wrap it up, and then let's discuss the couple of managerial changes that have happened at Chelsea and United. Thanks for watching, everyone. Do hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I hope you guys join us in the next live stream, which is going to happen in the next 5 minutes. We are going to discuss the managerial changes happening at Chelsea and United. See you.